GTF2 mentioned that they're learning to manipulate the radiation in the flow of the chamber electronically using software. They didn't say what operating system or they were using, but they mentioned we will soon be able to bridge a gap and cure a lot of people with magic surgeries. They already been working on something major, they said, following my basic designs they saw me draw and, testing some lights, I guess. And I just searched through the box like using light to reprint gold. Freaking gold. Yeah. I don't know how exactly they would do it, but would beam an iridium ray. Oh, really? We could always just print so much amount of money, yeah. Well, that's you have right to claim rights on printing gold because I did not figure that out. If you did, you can claim the rights for that. My idea was to use lasers to reprint living tissue. But I did figure all light can do pretty much everything, can solve a lot of problems. I did figure light is infinite, interdimensional, and is matter at a charge level, and can both reflect and refract depending on circumstances of its own environment. And I learned that pretty much any element can become another element if you piggyback on it, and it's just all a switch in electrons. It's all an electron disposition. The neutrons and protons pretty much stay the same. You just switch one electron from one element to another, and presto, you make another element. So pretty much on the table of elements, any element can simply transpose into another element if you match the electron's disposition. So obviously you can print gold. How to do it? I did not research it. GTF2 did. Would be a lot better for the environment instead of mining for gold, being able to print gold. Yes. Depends where. Digging for lithium or uranium is potentially dangerous for the environment if you're not careful. But in most cases, there's no harm. It really depends. But instead of digging a very big hole, spending the time to dig it, or the resources, why not just print them? We're working on finding the chemical match for zinc, how to do zinc to close black holes, because there's one impending one on the way in 8 billion light years that we need to stop. Other stuff we need to do, like reverse the gravity's pull on Andromeda, you heard my wife said. To stop the collision with the Milky Way, which is again about 8 billion light years. Stopping asteroids and stuff and exploring reach. I really need to talk to Bill Gates one day to discuss, things. Maybe not. I wish I would be on good terms with him because he's a man I do happen to respect. I do respect Microsoft. I may need of him, but I don't know what operating system GTF2 is using for Halo. I'm guessing Microsoft, but it might not be Microsoft. Every hospital, CAT scans, they use Microsoft, right? I would have used Microsoft a bit more reliable, but they could still use something open source like Linux or Ubuntu, but you know, you would lack a little bit of the quality. I think personally Microsoft's simply more stable for medical surgeries, but definitely hackable. So far so good. I mean, they made some advances. They don't want to tell me everything. Amy, my wife, said that, you know, they're keeping something under wraps for now. GTF is not filling me in on all the details. It's like they just said, something is on need to know basis. They did a lot more than research what would happen with cellophane. She said that's Cloud or 12. They call her the Cloud. She's the one that usually dishes out orders and stuff to GTF2 members over the phone. My wife happened to mention to be careful around the fat bitch, the fat pig, in one of my previous videos. I don't know who she was talking about, but I don't know. Your patch. I know they don't like Trump, that's for sure. If you still believe there's forest fires in the wintertime, you're a fool. Even with lightning, you know, everything's doused by snow, or even the States, you know, simply not be hot enough, and cold usually brings in, you know, drier conditions for wood, so it would contain humidity, but, you know, not likely there would be forest fires in the wintertime, even in the US, you know. I'm not afraid of saying certain things, even though I should maybe say more confidential, but, you know, N-bombs, napalm. You want to swing your dick around publicly that you're going to invade a country, you better be ready to handle the dish that we send, you know. Trump 7 said, yes. And the US keep monitoring my phones and copying and stealing my inventions, well, and want to keep raising tariffs and block out all funding, possible fundings in the future for my research, well, you know, it is what it is. You know, every American I talk to about my work, you know, usually tells me something like stop spamming, or what's dead should stay dead and deserve to be dead, you know, and evil things like that, you know. All I'm saying is, not every American deserves a bullet, but it's a different mentality down there, you know. They don't have the Medicare that we Canadians do, you know. They make a lot of money on chemo and pills and big pharma, right? And my invention would threaten that. Obviously, they don't want Halo to be a thing. Instead of investing, they would rather keep killing people. You know, it's sad. I heard Amy say wishful. I would remain for you wishful. So that was Cloud, or 12. That was Amy again. What makes you think we did not attack? Yeah. We, contrary to you, we've been brave, yeah. Canada's always protecting the states. We're always going to war, to fight in American wars, and like Baghdad, and you know what I mean. It's always Canadians that have to deal with the shit because of the Americans. You know, we always send them resources. We basically support the U.S. and they dare say publicly on social media that we're not good to them. Where do you think they get the wood? They only buy treated wood, Canadian wood from Irving, because most of their trees down the states have spiders. They only buy, Canadian lumber, basically in most states, because it's the only wood that passes clearance, I guess. They get all the fuel from Canada or Russia. Barely have any fuel in the States. And they water it down with water. Have you ever tried tanking your car on American fuel? Burns way faster than Canadian fuel. American beer tastes watered down. American Budweiser tastes like water. Canadian Budweiser tastes like, a beer. And they tell me their country's greater than mine, You say you have the best cars, but they're made in Canada, mostly. Did cheaper, yeah. So, an iridium laser, Prince Gold. You better not tell me the whole process, but really, I wonder. Would pull on sulfur. Would do a pull on sulfur, or maybe. I don't know. A laser that literally makes gold. Yeah. You can make any element with the right elements. Any element transpositions into another element on the timetable. You can bond anything to methane and make another element. Methane would be the base element of all, I guess, based on my research. Because any element past thermal leaves a residue called methane, right? Or CO2. Tiger. Wow. Jesus, still in heat. Wow. Pass. And you, I believe, yeah. Thanks.